Welcome back to Real Lounge Entertainment. As always, I'm Mike, and I'm wearing my Friday 13th shirt right now because we're going to be reviewing Friday 13th Sweet Revenge. Yes, that's the new short that was released on YouTube a few weeks ago. I meant to do a review a few weeks ago. I just kind of ran out of time, too much stuff going on in life, but here I am to do it now. And yes, my hair, my wings, they're clipped, but don't worry, I still got my hat. So before I get into the little short, I just want to talk about my new mug I got. I got this up north at an arts craft show up north Michigan, and I love it. I wish I would have got the name of the guy who made them because he had a whole bunch of awesome ones, and I hope to see him again in another show in the future so I can get another mug. But let's get into this movie. Now, this is the first time we have seen Jason since 2009 when we got that, in my opinion, awesome remake of Friday 13th. It's my favorite in the series. I don't even know if that's a hot take anymore. It used to be a hot take, not so much anymore, but that's my favorite one. And then we haven't got any Jason movies since then. The rights were kind of in limbo when the creator of Friday 13th was going to court with the studios on who owns the rights and who can make more Friday 13th movies, and he ultimately won. So this is kind of the first Jason we've gotten since then. And a few months ago, we kind of got a leak image of what Jason might look like. We talked about it, me and Tyler. We did a little short review on like our thoughts on it, and this is the Jason that we get in this little short. So we have to keep in mind this is a short movie. It's not a full-length movie. It's a little weird, but anything to give us our first look at Jason in this long of a time, I'm behind. So of course they couldn't do it by themselves. They had to bring in the sponsor that was willing to pay the money to make this short happen, and that sponsor was Angry Orchard. And it's pretty obvious that Angry Orchard sponsored this because it appears multiple times multiple times in the movie when they're emptying groceries out of the trunk. There's the case of Angry Orchard. She's sitting on the dock, she's drinking Angry Orchard. There's just apples and buckets of apples throughout this 15-minute runtime. It doesn't bug me. It could have been way worse. It could have been like War of the Worlds with Amazon Prime being everywhere. But it doesn't really bug me in this one. If it was a full movie of that, yeah, it would drive me a little insane. But I'm okay if that's what it took to get this movie made. And guess what? And it also worked out for Angry Orchard because they released a variety pack featuring Jason and Friday 13th. And, well, I had to buy it. So it at least worked with me. So we got Jason on this can right here. And later at the end of the video, I'll be doing a little taste test to see which ones are good, which ones aren't, if you should buy this or not. Either way, it's pretty cool. It looks like it could potentially glow in the dark. I'm not sure if it does, but either way, I thought it was really cool. Their marketing worked. I bought it, and I wouldn't have bought this any other way. So, let's see how it tastes later. All right, so let's get into this little short movie now. As I said, this is the first time we've seen Jason. It's got the new look, and it's punching like a whole bunch of traditional Friday 13th things in this little short. We have the I don't want to say campers because it's more like adults just coming to a camp. They come and there's like 4 or 5 of them. You have the one couple, which is Eve is the main character. It's like her boyfriend, and their set of friends, and they get a cabin. They meet the old guy who owns the camp. Doesn't seem very threatening or anything like that. You think he might, but he seems like a generally nice guy until he becomes a creeper later. And his name is Harold. Boyfriend's name is Troy. Her name is Eve. And it's just a really quick movement of them getting in the cabin, her talking to Harold, gives her an apple, says, the camp was shut down. They reopened it just because they love it. And then she goes to the beach, and on her way, she sees her boyfriend and is like, "You gonna go to the beach?" And he's like, "I got plans." But she's like, "Well, we don't need bathing suits." And he says he's gonna meet her, but the next shot is her on the dock alone, and he never comes to meet her. So, then she gets in a canoe, goes out in the lake, and this is a good scene. It kind of like sounds like it's scratching on something in the middle of the lake, and that's when Jason pops up and grabs her, just like the original shot of Jason from Friday the 13th. So, nice callback shot. And then this is daytime when this happens. The next thing we know, it's nighttime, and she pops out of the water and just walks up to the shore. How does that happen? I don't really understand. Is she dead now? Is she still alive? Why did Jason let her go? questions that you will still have at the end of this movie because it doesn't really explain anything. So then she goes to shore. As she's walking up towards the cabin, we see shots of all these campers that have been taken out by Jason. So once again, was he holding her down there or is he out there? Because it makes no sense. Either way, she goes to the cabin and all the other friends are dead now. So it's just her. She looks in. Her boyfriend is in there making out with the other girl that came with them. And the other guy's in another room, doing something. So obviously her boyfriend's cheating on her. She's not very happy about that. But then she turns around and Jason's right there, starts choking her, throws her through the window. So everyone in the cabin's freaking out, like, what the heck's going on? The boyfriend goes to the door. Jason's coming in. He knocks the door down on top of him. And this is the coolest death. We've only got, I think, 3 death scenes in this little short, but this by far is the coolest one. Knocks it down on top of him. He's got like a boat motor that was mentioned earlier in the film, and takes him out like that. So pretty brutal death scene. Pretty awesome. Callback to Jason's style, kills in movies and stuff like that. And then the other guy starts running out the door. He takes the motor apart and just chucks it like a shooting star into his back. So now he's gone. So now we just got the 2 girls. We almost get a cool death with apple core. So just throw it back to Angry Orchard. There's an apple core. He's got it on the girl's face and thought we were going to get something really cool, but it just ends up like cutting her before Eve gets her off. Those 2 girls escape. Jason's still chasing after them. They get in a car, start driving, and then the other girl's driving. Eve is in the passenger seat. And all of a sudden, the girl just starts apologizing, like, I'm sorry, I know he's your boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And Eve just like takes out the knife that she was holding, fighting Jason off, and just like kills her, and they crash. So that girl's dead now. Jason's coming. Eve gets out of the car, and they just kind of have a standoff. He's holding his machete, she's holding a knife, and just a weird standoff where there's no real reason because she's not scared or anything, and they slowly walk towards each other. End of movie. Overall, pretty entertaining. It's good to see Jason back. It works as a short, but if this was how the full-length movie was going to be, I would be pretty unhappy with it. There's no explanation of what's going on with her. Is she now teaming with Jason at the end? Is she dead like Jason at the end? Because we had never got explanation why she was in the water for hours without, and being able to breathe. So I'm just a little confused at the end of this movie, but as a short, I overall dig it. Mostly because I haven't had Jason since 2009. All right, so maybe the first thing we should talk about is how Jason looks. Do I like it? Do I not like it? Well, overall, the look is okay. It's mostly Jason. Just a little bit more normal clothes than we would have gotten from the other Jasons, at least later on in the series. His mask kind of pulls back past his side a little bit, and I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of that. His mask looks a little off. It's not horrible, but I don't know. If we had a full movie of it, maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe I would dig it. But overall, the look of Jason is just okay. And I don't want to attack people who worked on this because I'm sure everyone worked really hard. Whoever played Jason, not my favorite. It looked like he maybe just watched some of the older movies and tried to mimic a little bit instead of just letting it be a little bit more natural to him. But when we get a full-length movie eventually, I hope we have a recasting, obviously. But that's just little gripes. You didn't do a horrible job, just could have been better. Story-wise, like I said, it's good, but it's not great. The look of the film looks very fan-made film, and that's okay. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it's not the best. Like, if they were going to do a full-length film, and this is how it looked, I wouldn't like it at all. Short film, it's okay. Like I said before. The death scenes in this are very promising, and you can definitely build on that for a longer form content. And we have Camp Crystal Lake coming out soon, or they're at least working on it right now. I think that's supposed to focus more on Mrs. Voorhees when she's younger. We don't know too many facts about that, so I'm very interested in that series. But I definitely hope they get the Friday the 13th movies back on track and get this going on because we deserve another Jason movie. So with a runtime of like 14 minutes, I'm happy with what I got overall. If I watch all the Friday the 13th movies, it's not going to be in the rotation because it's not like a full length or anything like that. But it's good to have Jason back in the arsenal, and I definitely recommend you giving it a shot if you haven't watched it already. So since it's not a feature-length film, I'm not really gonna give it a rating. It's mid-tier anyways. But let's open these Angry Orchards and see what they taste like. All right, guys. So now let's do the taste test of all the Angry Orchard flavors that came. We got 4 different ones. We got Sinful Apple. We have Blood Orange, and this is the one that has like the Jason mask on top of it. We have Headless Pumpkin, which is the most curious I'm about. I love pumpkin flavored stuff, like pumpkin seasoning, and I love apple stuff. I just don't know if it's going to go together in this type of drink. And Berry Bewitched. Now, I'm not much of a beer drinker, so I used to actually drink quite a bit of hard cider when I was younger, but it's been a hot minute because they kind of just became a little too sweet for me as my taste buds have changed. But I'm really curious about it. If I have to guess, maybe the Blood Orange I'm the most excited to try, and I think probably the Headless Pumpkin one will probably be the worst. But let's go and open. Let's do Berry Bewitched first. And after I taste each one, maybe we'll do like a little quick ranking at the end of the video. All right, so Berry Bewitched. That one's pretty good. That one's not too bad. I would definitely get that one again for sure. So since we have these ones right now, it's in first place because it's the only one. Now let's do Blood Orange. It's the most curious one I am. And I gotta say, these cans are designed pretty cool. So, Jason mask, we got the Angry Orchard apple. I like the design overall, so it's pretty cool. That one's just okay. It's kind of like a dulled down version of a regular Angry Orchard. So, let's put that one in second place right now. All right. Headless Pumpkin. We'll save Sinful Apple for last. Or what? No, let's do Sinful Apple. Save the pumpkin one for last. Sinful Apple can't really be too much different than the regular Angry Orchard, right? All right, Sinful Apple, guys. That one's pretty good. That one kind of tastes like a regular Angry Orchard, but like the cinnamon flavor they put in there, I think really maybe like pushes the flavor up higher. Yeah, that one's going in first place. That's the best one so far. All right, guys. Headless Pumpkin. Let's see what this one is about. It doesn't smell great. Yeah, that's the worst one. It just the flavors just don't work for me. So maybe if you like pumpkin beer, I know my friend Bob loves pumpkin beer, so maybe he will like that one. I'm not sure if how he feels about hard cider, but that's definitely my least favorite. So last place, Headless Pumpkin. Blood Orange is third place. Berry Bewitched is second, and Sinful Apple, to me by far, was the runaway winner with this. Almost like a regular Angry Orchard, just a little bit better flavor. So that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you check us out all week because we should have new content coming out like every other day, hopefully. So see you guys later. Thanks for watching.